As a business, you have the opportunity to be able to support your local community. In this video, I'm going to talk a bit about how you can go about supporting your local community and becoming more known in the area for being a very supportive business. G'day, Ben Futrell here, co-founder of Max My Profit. Now, if you imagined having a business that was well known and respected in your local community, then I've got good news for you because that's what we're going to talk about in this video. Now, there's no doubt that you see these businesses that are supporting a cause get lots of airtime when it comes to local media or even international media. And the big businesses that you see supporting causes, quite often, not only does that help them from a point of view of helping their customers understand their values and what it is they stand for, and that means that they want to buy more from that company and support them because they have a common cause that they support. It also helps attract amazing team members that also follow the same passion of supporting that particular cause. Now, when it comes to local business, I think one of the best things a local business can do is get involved in the local community and let the community know that this business is there to support them and help them as a local community by providing jobs or by supporting local events and by being, environmentally aware or whatever it might be that's very important in your local area. So I'm going to run through some ideas that I've seen work really, really well, and hopefully you'll get some ideas of what you can be doing in your business to support your local community. Now, the first thing that I think is a great way for you to get yourself out and about in the local community and show people what it is you stand for and what your values are is to volunteer for something that is of importance in the community and get out there and help a particular group in your community to achieve their goals by volunteering. Now, this could be, lending your experience as a business owner or an entrepreneur for a local group or community group on a board to help them make decisions and drive progress. It could be being hands-on and actually doing something in the local community. It could just be participating in local community events. But definitely volunteering your time is a great way for you to show your support and get involved and meet lots of people that are also very proactive in the local community space as well. Now, the next thing that is a very popular thing to do in communities is to sponsor a sports team. And I will say to you that a lot of people go into this thinking that maybe it's going to give them huge exposure and they're going to get lots of sales from it. That isn't usually the case. All it shows is that the business that you're running in that community is willing to then throw some of that money that you've been able to make or attract to your business back into the community by supporting things like local sports team. Local sports is very important for the development of children and, of course, for the health and well-being of adults as well. So as a community member, it's a great way for you then to show your support and be involved in the community. It'll get your logo out there, no doubt about it. It'll get your name out there. And, of course, those people that are also parts of whatever sports group that you sponsor will know about who your business is and be encouraged to buy from you. That's pretty much, par for the course when you do that type of thing. But I encourage you to go out and find something that you're passionate about when it comes to sport and find a local sports team that you can support and do whatever you can to help them be successful in their campaign of winning their games or training young people up or whatever it is they do. I think you'll find that very rewarding, and it'll also show the local community that you really are interested in helping the community grow. Now, if sport's not your thing, I understand that. There are also other things like arts and crafts initiatives. There's lots of very creative people and there's lots of these organisations that need support. And it could be like providing your venue as a place for them to be able to display their art, or maybe it is supporting them by being able to put an event on where local artists are able to display their work or be promoted and do whatever it is you can. So no different to a sports team. In this instance, though, you'll be supporting people that are creative and are creating art, and sometimes that could be photographers, it could be painters, it could be people that are building things. But it's once again, it's very important for a local community to keep the members of the community active from a health and well-being point of view, and also helping them understand. So sometimes it could be even mentoring somebody who is a local artist in making sure that they understand a little bit about how to run their business so they can get some sales in and support what it is they're doing as well. And once again, a great way for you to show your support for the local community and a good alternative to sporting teams. Now, the next tip that I've got is if you're running a local business and you're able to buy some of your products and supplies locally, then I really encourage you to do that. I see in many businesses, and there is good reason sometimes to buy offshore and to import, but there is also a benefit to really doubling down locally and finding your products locally. So if you are a local business and you're buying some, let's say you've got a catering business and you're buying equipment for, that are consumables like napkins and plates and bowls and, who knows what, then it's always a good idea to see if you can find another business that is in the local area that you can buy from and support that local business as well, because you know what they say, a rising tide lifts all ships. And if your community is very vibrant and doing well from a commercial point of view or from an economical point of view, then that is going to help all the local businesses do better. So definitely think about all the products and services you currently buy and see if there is somebody locally that you can support next time you're choosing to buy that product or service. Now, my next one sort of goes back into supporting with time or money by volunteering, and I really think that donating time or money is a good way to do this, especially donating money. It's a very leveraged way. So if you're busy and you feel like you can't, be there to invest your time in helping an organisation, then you could always use money as a way to support the local community. And there's several ways that you can do this. I've seen businesses do this really cleverly, where they might offer a local grant, they might run a competition to encourage local community members to participate in some sort of challenge. You could also just donate money to things like local groups that may be to do like with, maybe it's your library, maybe it's the schools, maybe it's the groups that are like Men's Shed or for health and wellbeing. There's all these different options for you when it comes to it. If your business is doing really well, of course, you've got your, charity starts at home, as they say. So you've got to make sure you're profitable and you're looking after you and your family. But then there is an opportunity for you to give back to the community as well. If you do have the time, that's always good to give the time as well. And the big one that I've always enjoyed doing is mentoring people. So, offering my time and advice for free to mentor local people if they're thinking about doing something themselves, growing a business. You've got the experience, you've run a successful business, then why not, give your local community members some of that knowledge and help them get more confident in running their business. A great way for you to give back to the community. Now, the last couple of tips that I've got for you sort of, going to depend on what type of business you're in, but I think recycling or being green is a big thing these days, and it's very important that we show support as business owners, that we are doing things to be as economical as we can when it comes to our footprint on the planet. So, for example, making sure your office is paperless or that you recycle, so if you're in a business where you have lots of product waste, that you have a way of recycling that product or disposing of it in a very environmentally friendly way, and let the community know that you do this. Some communities will look down on a business that has a lot of waste as a byproduct of what they do or creates a lot of rubbish. And if you're not managing that well, that can actually have a detrimental effect on the way that people view your business. And I think that's really quite concerning for people in a local community if there is a business there that is running in a way that may be unethical or not in the best interest of the environment or the planet and the local, maybe wildlife or fauna or even the local community. So, very, very important to think about that. And think about the health and well-being of the people around you as well. You may be in a big city, but you also may be in a small regional area, and what you're doing may have a byproduct that is maybe affecting the local community. Maybe what you do smells, and that can have an effect. So make sure you're considering, the environmental impact of your business, whether it's recycling, whether it's just being green in the way that you operate, and be very thoughtful when it comes to the footprint that you have on the world. Now, to finish up, the final tip that I'll give you is just be creative. Have a think outside of the box. I've given you some ideas here, but that doesn't mean they're the only things that you can be doing. I think the best thing in a local community is just to be involved, let them know that you're there, and go out and participate in whatever it is you have time to do. And if you don't have the time, then just invest a little bit of money or some of your resources. It could be as simple as letting people use your premises or maybe even your car park. Maybe you've got a brilliant car park that can be used for a show and shine, or for some sort of training of a weeknight. Maybe you've got a training room that you can let people use for art and craft workshops on the weekend. Whatever it might be, every business is slightly different, and I'm sure there are ways for you to add back to the community. I've seen people that have done things like cocktail mixing classes, run art classes. I've seen butchers run, how to cook meat correctly classes, or they'll run cooking classes for their local community free. And of course, yes, they're definitely wanting to sell some products out of the back end of that, but there's no obligation for anyone to buy. And the people that are going there and enjoying themselves are getting to know other people from the community, and they feel like the main connector is that particular business, and so that wins you a lot of brownie points, and it's a great thing to do. So yeah, think outside the box, have some fun with it, and good luck with getting more involved in your local community.